Guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the garage. My name's Dave. This is Dick's 4x4 Garage, and today we are working on our LS swap Chevy K20 Project Goldie. Here it is. There's the tank, 87 K5 Blazer tank, 87 K5 Blazer sender, fuel injected with the high-pressured EP381 pump. I already kind of got it going here, so I'll roll that video and show you what we got going on in here. All right, guys, what do you say we get going on this fuel system? So we'll start back by the tank. We'll get the pump together, we'll get it in the tank, and then from there we'll start doing up all our fuel lines all the way up to the rail. So right now what I'm going to do is I've got the high pressured, get this down here a little bit. I got the high pressure fuel pump, so EP, you know, it's a Delco pump, so you can't go wrong with that. So it's going to be in the tank, it's going to stay cooler. I am a big, fix this a little bit. I am a big advocate of, one, a stock pump, and two, having it in the tank. So I've seen a lot of pumps on the rail just kind of burn up just because they get hot. You know, they get hot and they're loud. So with this one here, you know, you won't hear it from in the cab like some of the frame mount pumps. So I like to go this direction, to each his own. But this is the way I do it, the way I've been doing it, and I haven't had any issues with it. I've had the other swap done and running in two vehicles, and it's been done since like 2013, and it's been rolling strong. I've been out in the heat, I've been running AC, all that stuff, and no issues. So here's the pump assembly. So this actually would be a replacement pump. It's just a Spectra, whatever. Anyways, so it's just like a stock replacement, and but it'll give me my sender, the 0 to 90 sender, so my fuel gauge should work properly, and we should be good to go. Here's our deal. So we got out, return, vent, and then this one, I don't even know what that one is. So maybe I'll just cap off. Maybe it's for some probably for like an evap, the evap tank thing. But we'll probably just cap it. All right, so here we go. We will get our stuff off here. All right, so let's take a look at the pumps and see what the difference is here. They look the same. They probably even got the same connector on them. So that should work out well. Alright, so here's the fittings that I used right here. One is for return, one is for the pump. And these are the fittings here. So 640-820, 640-830. One of my subscribers passed that along to me, and I'm passing it along to you. So I'm trying to give you all the info that I'm doing to do this build. That way, if you want to apply it to your build, I'm trying not to skip any steps on this. So like I said, if I'm a little long-winded, that's why. We will start going from here. First thing I'm going to do is remove this brake line that's running down the frame. Because my fuel lines are going to go here, and then brake lines are going to come down on the driver's side, I think, right now, and then along with my wiring for the rear of the vehicle. My fuel pump wiring and stuff might come down this way. I don't know right now, but that's what we got. So now I wanted to bring you over here, show you what we got going on. It's not what happens, it's what you do. So basically what that means is your build ain't going to build itself, so get out and do what you got to do on it. You can use that in life as well, but we're going to just relate that to builds. Anyway, Chevy K20 Project Goldie. So this video's fuel lines, next video brake lines. The video after that's going to be painless harness, so we'll get all the engine harness stuff going on. The fourth video after that, engine bay wiring, rear lights with a charge line and a 7-way, so I'm planning on doing all that. Interior wiring, carpet dash, and then the bed, we'll start bringing that over and assembling it and making our fuel fill and doing any repairs that we need to make with it, because I'm going to be alternate quite a bit. And then after that, I do not know. Now these videos might not go in order, but that's what I got coming down the pike here. And I think it's important, since we had so much to do, we could have kind of just did anything that we wanted to just to kind of get it together. But now that it's starting to come together, I think it's more time we start building our lists and then staying true to them. That way we can make sure we get everything accomplished that we want to and not forget about stuff, because I'm like squirrel and it'll be over. Let's get busy. There's like a gazillion holes drilled on this frame, so I don't think we need to really drill anymore. So I think I found a suitable location for my Corvette regulator filter. This is a part number on it. It's a Wix 33737. This is the one, an old one that I had. I couldn't get the fittings off, but I figured I'd keep it around for mock-up purposes, and so that's what this is going to come in handy for. Now I'm missing the little piece that goes in here that my fitting connects to, but I'll have to run up and grab that later. But for now, we can locate this and run our lines back to the tank, and we'll be good to go. So on here, what you got is an intake and a return. So it pumps it in. If there's too much pressure or whatnot, it just sends it right back to the tank. So we got plenty of line where we can run both lines back here, and I think a pretty suitable location. Actually, where did I come up with that thing at? I think like right here is really good. The lines can come up, and then this line can go and just do a nice little up and over through there. We don't have to put a bend in or anything. So I think what I'll do is do a nut and a bolt right through here and hold this on, and then we'll get some lines made. Alright, I'm going to get some hose up here so that we can cut it and figure out. So basically what I did is, so this is the tank side. So I put a piece of blue tape around it so that I know that this is the side that I want. And then I marked it with tape, and we're going to make the cut right here. So I used the tape to keep it from fraying. So some people use hose clamps or zip ties or whatever you want to do. But anyways, I just put it in the vise, cut it with the cutoff wheel, and then we put our fittings in, and we're good to go. So let's give it a shot here. Make sure right here, make sure we want to cut this guy right here, so get it as close as we can. Don't want to have to put it in super tight because we don't want to damage the hose, but we just want to, just like that, just to hold it tight. Then whatever fraying there is, we can just clean it up with a razor knife. On this hose and the other hose, we're going to use, all the hoses actually, we're going to use these fittings. So this is the part number here, 610025. It is a straight -6 black. So many ways you can do this. You can buy a special wrench for it or whatever you want to do. I seen on Finnegan's Garage, he like taped his wrenches. These aren't in the engine bay. I'm not going to see them. I don't really care that much. Make sure we got nothing in there. And we can get our fittings ready. So we'll take that off. Alright, so that's what it looks like inside. And then stuff everywhere. But anyway, so we'll set that there. This is what's going to go on the hose, and then this is going to go in here and clamp the hose into it. So let me show you what's going down here. Counterclockwise deal. So it'll go to where it won't go anymore, and then if you look in there, you can see that the hose and I don't know if you can see there within the lighting, but the hose is all the way up. It's bottomed out on the hose, so it's a counterclockwise action. And then what I do, I'll put this mofo right in here. Right. And then take a little bit of this all in 3-in-1 whatever tool oil. I put a little bit more than what I probably should have, but you just want to, I just put a little lube on the threads, and then get this mofo going, thread her in. A little more expensive maybe than a steel line, but you can form it however you want, and it'll bend easy as far as around corners, and it's easy. It's easy peasy. And to be honest with you, I've never had one leak. Now I'm not saying it couldn't leak, but never had one leak. And then that's it. I don't go super tight. I just go, and then there you have it. One fitting on. So let's do the other side. Line comes off of there, and then now we're going to figure out how we want to route it. I don't want to go down the driver's side, so we'll probably carry it over the firewall and then down the passenger side here. As of right now, I don't know. So what I'm probably going to do is just find kind of the best way, leave it a little bit long, and then just run it to the back and just let it chill there until after we do the harness, and then we'll have a better idea of where we want this, you know, so it doesn't have to be like super permanent right now. We already got the end on here, and then this end will be the last end we put on, and we'll be good to go. So I'm just going to probably gonna lay this here, run this down the frame area, and leave it alone for a little while, really. Alright, so let's talk for a minute. I'll go over what I used. So this is the 20-foot piece that I used. Plenty of length to go from the tank to the filter up to the rail, so that's what I ended up using there. There's the part number. And then here's the 10-foot piece that I got. And I don't know if they sold it in smaller, like probably like a 6-footer would have been fine. And then, you know, like if I'd have put the pump, or excuse me, the filter closer to the tank, then we could have just used like one piece and then had a big, you know what I mean? So you can do it however you want, you know what I mean? But I just went with this, that way I'd have plenty enough if I made a mistake or whatever, you know what I mean? Alright, so Ended up used how many of these did we use? We used, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ended up going to be using about 6 of these guys right here. So that's what you're going to probably use total. And then this guy here, this is the 3/8 one. So you're going to have one at the pump, one at the filter, and then one coming out of the filter and one at the rail. Okay, so let's see, 1, 2, 3, so 4 of these guys. And then at the, if you're doing it the way that I did it, at the filter, you're going to need one of these. This is the 5/16, and then this is for the return line. All right, so that's it right there. So that's how you make these lines. Pretty easy. I mean, I love these fuel lines. You know, I mean, you spend a little bit of money, but at the same time, like, they're super flexible, super easy to do, and I don't know, I dig them. I haven't really had any problems with heat or anything. Anytime these have been up like close to like mufflers and stuff like that, what I'll do is usually put like either some exhaust blanket over it, some of that real good stuff, or just at least sleeve it with some of that like that heat, I don't know, thermal tape, whatever it is, thermal tape or whatever, and it's been fine. And then wherever it goes that it might chafe on something, I just put some 3/8 wire loom over it, and it usually does the trick. Okay, there is one more thing that I'd like to add on here, and that these fittings right here, let me show them to you. They used to have just the style that just connected, and then you'd use like the hose removal tool to get them off, and they were really kind of a pain to get off. And what happened was one day I was on a dirt road, and it was like really kind of shaky and all that stuff, and I actually had one pop off at the tank. So I think it was actually the return, so it didn't make too much of a mess, but still. So I don't know if they make them no more. They probably still do those quick connects. So the old style just like clipped on, but this style here you have a couple O-rings, and so what I do is wherever these are sliding over, I just take just a small bit of Vaseline, I just lube it up a little bit, and then I slide this on. So you don't want to go super crazy with it, just enough so that these slide on, it doesn't damage the O-ring, and it makes a nice seal. And then this goes over the little keeper on the hose, and then whoop, and then you tighten it down. So this particular one is 11/16, 5/8, and then and then this is what holds it on. So then when you're ready to change it, all you do is you loosen this guy off, and then comes right off. So anyways, that's my food for thought on that.